What's up, guys? I am doing the LabWork 3. So, number one, let's get going. All right, number one. All right, we have negative 2y plus 3x equals 17. Want to share something here? Okay, so it is asking for slope and y-intercept. Okay, so anytime it's asking for slope and y-intercept, what we want to do is go ahead and get y by itself. Okay, so in order to do that, we have to subtract 3x on both sides. And what we have left is going to be negative 2y is equal to negative 3x plus 17. Then we have to divide by that negative 2. So that means we're going to have a y is equal to 3 halves x minus a 17 over 2. So that means my slope is equal to 3 halves. And my y-intercept is always a point, 0, negative 17 over 2. So there goes my answer. There it is. All right, so that's number one. All right, number two. So I would want to do the same thing with number two. I have x plus 9 equals 6. So one of the things I said to you guys before was, if there's an x and y in the equation, then I know it's going to be a diagonal line. However, if there's no x and y in the equation, then I'm just going to solve for that variable. So in this case, I'm going to solve for x by subtracting 9 over. So that's going to be negative 3. So I got x equals negative 3. Well, what kind of line is that? Well, if the x is always going to stay consistent as negative 3, so what I said to you guys was, what we want to do is go ahead and plot 2 points, right? So where the x value stays as negative 3. So you can say 0, 1. So if I was to plot that, what I'm going to get is a vertical line. Okay, in a vertical line, the slope is undefined because that was skiing on the vertical slope, right? I scream, I scream, I scream, and my body goes undefined, right? And then the y-intercept would be does not exist because it's not going to cross the y-axis. Okay, let's try that again. And yay. All right, so there goes number 2. And let's move on to number 3. All right, number 3. What's it asking for? Is it parallel, perpendicular, or neither? Okay, so I got negative 7x plus 4y is equal to 3. And I also have 4x plus 7y equals 28. So question is it parallel, perpendicular, or neither? Okay, so this is all based on slope. So what I want to do is, again, same thing. On each one, get y by itself, so that way I can compare the two slopes. So to do that, I would do the same steps as I would do up here, but I'm going to do a little bit less here. So over here, I would add the 7x over. So I'm going to get 4y is equal to 7x plus 3. Okay, and now I would divide everything by 4, so y is going to equal 7 over 4x plus 3 over 4. Okay, so now I know that my slope is that right there. All right, over here, same thing. I'm going to get y by itself, so I got to subtract the 4x over to the other side. So I'm going to get 7y is equal to negative 4x plus 28. I'm going to divide everything by 7. So what I'm going to have is y is equal to negative 4 over 7x plus 4. So now this is my slope. So when I compare the two slopes, I can take the 7/4, I can flip it, which would be 4 over 7. Negate it would be negative 4 over 7. So they actually are flipped and negated, right? So when I compare the two slopes, okay, they are flipped and negated. So that means I have it as perpendicular. So there goes my answer. Okay. All right, there we go. All right, on to number 4. 4 is asking for the same thing. So I got x plus 2y equals negative 3. And I have 2x plus 5y equals to negative 10. Is it parallel, perpendicular, or neither, right? So, same thing. I'm going to get y by itself. All right. So, over here, let's deal with this one first. Bring the x over to the other side. I have 2y is equal to negative x minus 3. Divide by 2, negative 1/2 x minus 3/2. Okay, so there's my slope right there. And over here, same thing. I want to get y by itself, so I got to subtract the 2x over. So I have 5y is equal to negative 2x minus 10. Divide by 5. There we go. So there's my slope there. So let me compare the two slopes. It's not the same for sure, right? And if I flip and negate it, it doesn't get to the other one because they're both negative slopes. So there's no good. So this is going to be neither. Okay. So parallel means the same. Perpendicular is flip and negated. And neither means neither one of those things happen. All right, so 5. All right, let's look at 5. 5 wants me to graph. So I have 5x plus 8y equals 40. Okay, so same thing. I'm going to get y by itself. Now, you could, in this case, use the intercepts, but if you don't recognize that, then don't bother with it. Just get y by itself. So in order to do that, I got to subtract the 5x. So I got 8y equals negative 5x plus 40. Divide the 8. So I get y is equal to negative 5 over 8x plus 5. Okay, so that's the case. So let's take a look what that looks like. I give you a straight line. Now, no. How about now? There we go. Shorter here. Go. All right. So let's let that motorcycle go by. Okay, let's let that motorcycle turn off. So let's do this while it's going. So here's my slope. So that is telling me that my slope is negative 5 over 8. So that means I got to go down 5 and right 8. And this is my y-intercept. So that's going to tell me that my y-intercept is going to be the point 0, 5. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Here's 0, 5. and my slope tells me to go down 5. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and to the right 8. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. So there's my second point. So now I just got to connect those two dots. There we go. Oops, I need a little help here. Looks good. Looks good. Close enough. Awesome. So there would be my line. That would be my answer. Okay. All right. So number 6. Let's actually go to the next page. 6. All right. There we go. What does number 6 ask for? So it gives me that the slope is 2, and it goes through point -3, -1. So you can do it either way, either the point slope form or the slope intercept form. So I typically go to y equals mx plus b. All right, so my y value is -1 is equal to the slope 2 times my x value, -3, plus b. So I got -1 is equal to -6 plus b. So add the 6 over, b is equal to 5. So what I'm going to do now is going to take my b and my slope, and what I'm going to do here is that I'm going to rewrite my equation. Y is equal to 2x plus 5. That's it. There we go. There's number 6. All right, number 7. All right, number 7. What is that asking for? Using substitution. So I got 3y is equal to x minus 18, and I got 3x plus 9y equals 0. All right, so what I'm going to do here is I'm going to take this right here, this equation. I'm going to take this equation, and I'm going to get x by itself. Okay, I'm going to get x by itself. Okay, so I'm going to bring that 18 over to the other side. So I'm going to have x is equal to 3y plus 18. So that's my x value, which I have an x value here on the bottom. So I'm going to replace that with that x. So I'm going to have 3 times that 3y plus 18 plus 9y, and that's equal to 0. So that means I have a 9y plus 18 is 54 plus 9y is equal to 0. So I have 18y plus 54 is equal to 0. So 18y is equal to -54. So y is equal to -3. So I got my y value here. So now I'm going to plug it back into this equation here. Okay. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to take this, copy it, paste it. So that's what I'm going to put it into. So I'm going to take this right here and plug it in here. So now I have x equal to 3 times -3 plus 18. So x is going to be -9 plus 18. So my x is going to equal to 9. So with that being said, the point that it intersects these two lines is going to be 9 comma -3. There we go. go. So 8. Okay. This 8 asked for. So this is the ball game in the stadium. So there's two kinds of tickets. There's the general admission, and there is the reserve. Okay, so these are two tickets, right? I think I'm gonna call this X. X. You know what? Let's do this. I'm gonna call this A and R, general admissions and reserve. Okay, and what I know is that the uh, general admission tickets is $5 a piece, and I know that the reserve tickets is $14 a piece. Okay, let me rewrite that better. There we go. So what I do know is that the number of tickets sold is 36,000, and the amount of money that was made was 234,000. All right, so that's being said, that means I have two equations here, that A, the general admission tickets plus the reserve tickets, is equal to 36,000. While since each general admission ticket costs $5 and each reserve ticket costs $14, that's going to make me the money of 234,000. Okay, so what I'm going to do here is I'm going to take this and move it accordingly. There we go. All right, so I got two equations, two unknowns here, and this doesn't tell me which direction to use. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to go ahead and take this equation right here, and I'm going to go ahead and solve for, I don't know, let's get A by itself, right? So A is equal to negative R plus 36,000. All right. So I'm now going to, I have A right here, so I'm going to replace that A. So I have 5 times negative R plus 36,000 plus 14R equals 234,000. So I'm going to have a negative 5R plus 36,000 times 5 is going to give me 180,000 plus 14R is equal to 234,000. All right, combine like terms. Negative 5R and 14R is going to give me a 9R plus 880,000 is equal to 234,000. So I got to subtract that 880,000, so I got 9R equals, so see, I get a 54,000. So divide by 9, and I get 6,000. So the R represents reserve tickets. So there was 6,000 reserve tickets sold. So that was the case. Okay, so if 6,000 reserve tickets were sold and total of 36,000 tickets were sold, that means my general admission tickets would be 30,000 tickets sold. Okay, so that right there is my answer. Let's make sure. Yep, they wanted both number of tickets, so that's what it's going to be. Perfect. So there is my number 8. Number 9 goes to the next page. Boom, right there. So let's see what number 9 is asking me. Number 9 has, I got to do elimination. So I got 3 over 10 x plus 3 over 5 y is equal to 0. And I also have um, 3x plus 2y equals 20. Okay, so first things first. This right here, I do not like that fraction, right? So one of the things I said to you guys was, what do they have that I don't have? So let me do this here. I'm going to do is 3 over 2 times 5x plus 3 over 5y is equal to 0 over 1. So what do they have that I don't have? Well, this sister here doesn't have a 2, so I got to do it to top and bottom. And this sister here doesn't have a 5, okay? And a 2, okay? Which doesn't really matter because it's 0. So anyways, now I have what? I have 3 over 10x plus 6 over 10y, which is equal to 0 over 10. So since the denominators are the same, I have, I want to use the red pen here, 3x plus 6y equals to 0. All right, so that's what I have. So my two equation essentially is the 3x plus 6y equals 0, and the 3x plus 2y equals 20. So those are my two equations. Now I got to do elimination. Okay, so that's what it says. Okay, so let's do this. Let's go, let's multiply the top one by negative 1. Okay, so what am I going to get? I'm going to get negative 3x minus 6y still equal to 0. And then the bottom equation says 3x plus 2y equals 20. So let's go ahead and add those two together. And the x is going to go away. I have a negative 4y equals to 20. So y is going to equal to negative 5. So that's one of my answers. Now I have to figure out what my x value is. So now, could I just take this and just plug it into here? I could, but the problem is that I don't know if I did all of that work correctly. So I'm not going to go in that direction. I'm going to go ahead and plug it back into this one here that was given to me. Okay, so that's what I'm going to do. All right, so if that's the case, then I'm going to take this right here. So that's where I'm going to plug it into. Copy, paste, right? So that was my second equation, and I'm going to have 3x plus a 2 times a negative 5, because that's the y value, is equal to 20. So 3x minus 10 is equal to 20. So 3x equals to 30, right? Because I got to add 10 to both sides, so I get 30. So actually equal to 10. So my answer would be at the point 10 comma negative 5. And there we go. All right. So that's number 9, and on to our last one, number 10. And number 10 gave me three things here. I got, let me do it this way. I got 3y minus x is less than or equal to 9. I have 2x plus y is less than or equal to 10. And I also have y is greater than or equal to 0. So this one right here tells me that I have a solid line, right? So what I'm going to do there is to I just erased it because I wanted to do this. There we go. I know it's solid. Okay, so I'm going to get y by itself. Before I do that, so after it's solid, the only thing I'm going to use the inequality for is to see if it's which way I would shade. So I would have 3y minus x equals 9. All right, so get y by itself. So I got to add the x over. So 3y would equal to x plus 9. So y would equal to 1/3 x plus 3 when I divide everything by 3. Okay, so this is one equation I have to graph. All right, so what I'm going to do is take these two here and move it down a little bit. All right, so let's take this blue one. What do I know? It is also solid. And so I got 2x plus y is equal to 10. Get y by itself. So y is equal to negative 2x plus 10. Again, that's it. Okay, so that's my other equation. And my last equation is this right here. So what do I know about this equation here? It is also solid. Okay, and this is so if I don't know how to graph this, again, just graph 2 points where the y value is 0. So if that's the case, before I do that, actually, is that this is going to be y equals 0. So if you don't know how to graph these two, graph 2 points where the y value is 0. Okay, so I don't know, negative 1 and 3, just to throw it out there. Okay, all right, so let's go ahead and graph these. All right, so let me put that right here. Go. And put a line right here. Go. Right. So there's my axes. All right. So let's plot the first one first. So the y-intercept is 3, and I gotta go up 1, right 3. So up 1, right 3. So there it goes. Awesome. So if that's the case, then I have a line that looks something like this. Okay. Awesome. So I have to test the point. So if I was to test the point, let's say 0, 0 is available. So I'm going to go ahead and test 0, 0. So it has to be into the original equation. Okay. So let's say it's 3 times minus, is that less than or equal to 9? So if I put zeros in here, right, I have 0, is that less than or equal to 9? And that's a yes. So if that's a yes, that means I'm on this team. So I would shade in this direction here. Okay. All right. So now I'm going to take my blue one. All right. That slope y-intercept is a 10. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. And my slope is down to right 1. Okay. And that's going to be solid as well. So let's see here. Wow. That was a great line, wasn't it? Okay. So here's my line. 0, 0 is also available for me to test. So I'm going to go ahead and test 0, 0 here as well. So I have a 2 times plus, is that less than or equal to 10? So throw the zeros in there. So the question is 0 less than or equal to 10, and that is again a yes. So there has been any motorcycles all day, and now it's all motorcycles. All right, so this is shaded this way. Okay. So now, if we were only to have those two equations, then this would be my solution here. However, since we have 3 of them, I got to do that third one still. And this one says that y is equal to 0, so I said let's plot 2 points. So -1, 0, 3, 0, and connect those two. Oh, look at that. I have a horizontal line going in this direction, right? Which is really my x-axis. And everything that's greater than 0 is going to be above. So it's going to be this way. Okay. So if you look at this, where is it that is shaded 3 times? Okay. So if you look at it, let me use the, there we go. Let's just use black. So right here, this region right here is only shaded twice. This right here is only shaded twice. This right here is only shaded once, right? This right here is only shaded twice. This right here is only shaded once. This right here, oops. This right here is only shaded twice. This right here is shaded none. But this right here, this right here, that's a bad one. Let's see if I can draw. Yeah. That right there, this right here, however, is shaded 3 times. So that, ladies and gentlemen, would be my solution. That little tiny triangle. All right. Well, hopefully that is understandable because the reason why this is the solution is because it crossed 3 times. Everything else is only 2 and 1. That was crossed 3 times, so that's why that's a solution. All right. I hope that helps. If you got any questions, let me know. See ya.